Good evening, everyone. It is your boy, Tim the Tiny of the House Valarian, and today we are talking about the finale of House of the Dragon. Please, before I begin, make sure you hit the like, comment, and subscribe button, and turn on your bell for notifications so you know what happens next. And without further ado, let us begin. As you can see, I chose the side. It's Team Black. All day. All hail the Black Queen, Queen Rhaenyra, rightful heir to the throne. I chose my side. You should be choosing the same side anyway. Don't laugh at me. I picked my side. You pick yours. Let us begin, as this war is about to begin. Because trust me, there will be fire and blood. And I'm so excited. This episode gave me so many chills. Hold on just 1 second. Let me get this situation taken care of. Like I said, we're going to get right into it. I had to make some adjustments because my Valarian roots was coming through and they was getting my eye. But listen, this episode started off with the fucking heat. And not even in a sense of heat like fire, but I was on the edge of my seat because it's the fucking finale. Okay? We get an opening shot, a young Luke, and it didn't click to me until the second watch, or the beginning of the second watch, what had just happened, what I just saw in the first 3 minutes of the show. First 3 minutes of the episode. We see young Luke at the painted table looking at what he will soon be, the Lord of the Tides. He's going to be that guy if Lord Corlys doesn't make it. But we don't know yet because he holed up somewhere, making sure the Maesters can take care of him, break his fever. But, we see him. He talks to his mom like, I don't want it. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve it. It should have been Uncle Aemon or Vaemon. I really feel like it belongs to him or Grand, whatever, Sir Vaemon, whatever he called himself. But he really felt like it should belong to him, and all of that stuff. And of course, Mom had to console him, let him know things gonna be square, things gonna be good. You be all right. You be all right. We got it. We're good. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna make sure you got what you got. You know what you know. Don't worry about that. All of that was sped up and altered and changed because last we saw Rhaenys took off from King's Landing with Meleys expeditiously, and we all knew she was going to Dragonstone. But she come in, hey, listen, I need to holler at the princess and the prince stat. Do not pass go. Do not collect $2,000. Do not send it by Raven. I need to speak to them now. She tell them what's up. No pleasantries. They introduce her, Princess Rhaenys and this. Okay, cool. All that's good and well. Hey, listen, Rhaenyra, straight to the point. Your daddy dead. And they put Aegon on the throne. I'm sorry to hit you like this. Hit you to the poop. Hit you two times. But we got to I need to deliver this message to you. And whole time, Daemon's over there like, but they let you live? You told them no, you're not going to pick a side or you're not going to pick their side. And they let you live? Yo, I had to escape. Me and Meleys had to roll up on out of there because they was on some nut shit and I don't fuck with it. I had to let you know that this is what's going on. This just happened a day or two. Like within a day or two, they crowned him at the fucking dragon pit by the High Septon. Like this is not a thing that needs to go unanswered. And Daemon was rightfully pissed, but at the same time, we said it last week, this is not necessarily her war to start, but she don't have no problem getting in the mix. Rhaenys, that is. So she said it to Daemon. You ain't fried him the fuck up right then and there? Nah. I mean, it's going to be a war, but it's not my war to start. Because rightfully so, she had Meleys scream in their face and peeled out, but she had utter control of that dragon. Utter in syncness with Meleys, and that goes a long way. And he's right. He's pissed. Because now his brother, the king, has died, and now this whole family, the Greens, and their coalition over there at King's Landing, have put together a masterful plan. And in Damon's eyes, they killed my brother and they stole your throne, wife, queen. We gonna go get that shit. We gonna handle that business. We gonna cook everybody. We might not have the soldiers and things and resources they have, but we got dragons. Let's go fuck them up right now. And he's pissed, rightfully so. Your brother just died, and everybody in this episode, the name of the episode was The Black Queen, but I think the name of the episode was definitely more rooted in grief. And how she was unable, Rhaenyra that is, unable to properly grieve her father, and that just, boom, that's a blow to the gut. And she started feeling the pains in in the stomach. Now what was you saying? What was you saying? What I was saying was, your father, the king, my cousin, is dead. They have sat Aegon on the throne, and the queen and the hand to the king have put Aegon on the throne, and I seen it myself. Shit ain't good over there. They got all rights, everything to make it look legitimate. They got it. They handled that. Rhaenyra, boom, instantly going into premature birth. This shit fucks with her. Granted, this might have been brewing anyway, because you must know that Targaryens don't have that problem with incest. Incest, that's not even a fucking word to them, to any of them. So I'm pretty sure more often than not, there are stillbirths. There are children born with deformities that they don't speak of, or they write them off as bastards, or have them killed, or have them exiled, or whatever. But there are family members that come out deformed. They come out a little fucked up. They come out a little, because the mixing of a certain combination of their genes, of their blood. This particular baby looked like it was born, preborn, or prematurely born, with some deformities, not breathing, stillbirth. It just was not a good look. It was not a good look. So while going through the mourning or the grief of hearing that her father just passed, as heir to the throne, that they took her seat, they took her throne, they took her crown, she's going through a fucking lot just to feel that she's in so much pain and giving birth to this baby that, is dead. Now, like I said, everything is going about itself in the first couple minutes of this episode, which I thought was phenomenally written and well put together. It's going at a pace where we as viewers want to hit the gas, because war is afoot. War is afoot, right? Things are about to happen in Westeros that, as of right now, they're waiting. I called her the Queen Regent, but he called Otto Hightower called her something later in the episode. I forget what that shit was. I ain't never heard that shit before. But Alicent they're waiting in King's Landing for her to make a move, for Rhaenyra to say no, because she said it last week. She's not going to bend the knee. We do know this, right? So if y'all gonna go get her, I don't agree with it, but y'all gonna talk about peacefully getting her to bend the knee and hear the terms and da. She's not finna do that. Granted, she's not Daenerys, but she is not finna bend a knee. She was named heir, and all of these people pledged fealty to her when she was 14. She's not bending the knee to some shit that she did not witness. So, while we got Daemon ready in the troops, they in the war council, they getting ready to get things popping. He like, yo, we doing this, send some ravens over there. We gonna get them motherfuckers pledge fealty to us, our bannermen. We gonna get them to ride with us. Bang, bang, bang. We got Rhaenyra in the background going through it, having the most natural and unnatural, uncomfortable childbirth. And while I've already spoken about how this baby came out, I did like the fact that they showed this. They showed all of it, from her water breaking or her bleeding. When Rhaenys came in and she got the news, even to her entire childbirth, she's legit walking around her quarters, going through pain, a lot of fucking pain. But what I made note of was that this is another sign of Rhaenyra's strength. And if anybody is watching this show and not looking at it from that standpoint, you do not know what potentially as viewers we may be in store for. She may come out the gate as a combination of Daenerys Targaryen and Cersei Lannister. And we have never seen it. Like, we've seen them two go back and forth, and we know who won that battle. But her strength, this is the second child she has given birth to. This one was alive, and the first one was alive and well. That she came right out of birth, right out of the afterbirth that came out, and is already on her feet, walking about. We're talking about strength. Because anybody that knows anything about modern day medicine, you're not getting up, yo. You so heavily, either you sedated if you do natural childbirth, that's even like more pain. It's not something to take lightly. But we've seen yet another episode and yet another childbirth by Rhaenyra. Her immense strength for her to give birth, and the handmaidens is trying to help. Your Grace, princess, let us help you, please. No. She yelling at the baby, get out. Like, she just really going through it, but she didn't want no fucking help. And to me, she had just seen, well, not just, but she saw her mother go the same way. She figured she wanted to get that baby up out of there. She gave birth to that child without a maester in the room. Not one, not even the handmaidens helping her. Got the baby out, gave birth to the baby, held the baby. Got the afterbirth out, realized the baby's dead, moves on, wraps the baby up herself. She don't let the ladies do it. She do it herself. And sets everything up for the funeral herself. That alone, I can only imagine the amount of grief that she is going through to lose a child. Then, the same day, find out that your father just passed 2 days ago. It's like, yo, what the fuck? But she's still standing strong. I mean, as strong as she can. Walking about. Physically, she should be in bed. But she's showing her strength. She's showing that I'm a fucking dragon. I'm a Targaryen. I'm going to handle this business. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed them showing that. I really enjoyed the whole childbirth part. And while Daemon's in the war council telling X, Y, and Z what's going to happen, she calls the sons in, tell them what it is and what's happening. And I appreciate that fact for the show, that they didn't try to keep it from the kids. For what's going on or what needs to happen or what's about to happen, where these kids are destined to go, it's very important that they know what's going on or what's going on going forward, what has to happen, and yada, yada, yada. Because otherwise, they're going to be confused as all hell if something happens and then boom, they're sitting somewhere on a throne, whether it be the Lord of the Tides or they're boom, sitting on a throne in King's Landing, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. So she brings them in and she tells them, your grandfather dead. This is what's going on. They crown Aegon king. Shit about to get kicked off, but don't shit get kicked off without me, unless I say so. And they like, yo, where Daemon at? I don't fucking know where he at. Go find him. All right, we're gonna go find Daemon. Hey, yo, Jaceres, don't shit pop off without me, unless I say so. All right, he roll up on Daemon. Yo, you ain't gonna do no such thing, Uncle Stepdaddy. Like, what is their fucking lineage? What is their connection? Uncle Stepdaddy, you ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. Okay? Queen said, my mama said, ain't shit gonna happen while she in the bed. Alright, well, it's a good thing you're here, Prince, because you about to see some shit. Come with me. And, it early on in the episode, I saw what was shaping up to be a power struggle. Not necessarily a power struggle, but a demand for justice, for results, for action that needed to be taken, because Damon is and was a warrior, a battle hardened soldier. The same motherfucker that went through with the gold cloaks and chopped up all the pedophiles and offenders in the village, put all their body parts in a wagon and drove that fucking wagon through town and said, I wish a motherfucker would say something. And then rose up on Otto Hightower like, yo, you want that raggedy bitch? You can have my old raggedy shit. You can have her. Ain't your wife just died? And I wish a motherfucker would. Damon is that motherfucker, and we have not seen that side of him since he chopped the crab feeder in half, which we never saw, but you know what I mean, in the Stepstones. We haven't seen that side of him, and he's ready for fucking war. Now, my brother's dead, and I think that bitch killed him. Took the throne from you. We ain't gonna have that. We ain't gonna have that. Gather the troops. You know, and rightfully so. But later in the app, that type of energy, instantly I felt like, yo, he need to be checked. He need to be checked sooner than later, because I don't want him to overstep, because now not only are you overstepping because you're not king, you prince, but this ain't, I'm technically your queen. Not only am I your queen, and you are my queen consort, I think it is, but yes, you're the prince. Yeah, you are a prince, but you also my husband. You ain't gonna be overstepping me in front of company, okay? You ain't gonna be over talking me in front of company, okay? I'm gonna have a word, but you gonna pull you to the side. We're gonna have to talk about this because you're overstepping. You know, we got a good look into the two dynamics of the two. Damon acted like he been here before. Rhaenyra acted like she's been here before, but from her father's side of, the peaceful side of, I'm thinking more moves ahead than let's go burn these motherfuckers down. Because that's what Damon's ready to do. We ain't got enough soldiers, but ready the troops. I need a motherfucker on the watchtower, make sure nobody come up here that we don't know about. I need to look for little boats. I need all of this stuff. Because we gonna get ready for war. We might not have a lot of people, but send the word out. We gonna need these people. But send the word out. We ain't got a lot of people, but we gonna have enough. We gonna make them think we got a lot of people. And I will say, the scene where she, going back to her strength, where she's not only just giving birth to a stillborn baby with possible deformities, she's prepared this baby for a funeral. Now she's at the funeral, her and Damon, and watching her baby burn, and I couldn't imagine. And then we got a motherfucker walking up and all cloaked up like you was popping. And I'm telling you, them two that Damon tested, like, yo, y'all bent the knee to the king. Y'all swore to the king, right? Do y'all recognize the king? What he said is legit. Cool. Y'all recognize the queen. Now, if y'all fucking lie to me later, I'm going to make you pay for it. We square? We square. These two motherfuckers turned around. We got somebody walking up we don't know. Turned out it's Sir Eric. Eric or Arrax? One of them twins. I wrote down Eric, but I actually wrote down twin. But he walk up, give his spiel, and she turned around, but Damon already there, and her two loyal servants they pulled out. I don't mean y'all no harm, but whole time they up to some nut shit. This crown belong to you. I'm here to serve you. They on some bullshit. I'm with you. I swear everything to you. I'm taking the knee. Queen. Bang. He was the first one to call her queen. And Damon took the crown, heard what he said, put the crown on Rhaenyra's head, and this is the first time we see her crown in that entire scene. With everybody, Damon crowning her, then taking a knee and saying, my queen. Then everybody after him and the twin taking a knee, my queen, your grace. Now mind you, Rhaenys was in the back, in the cut. She ain't kneeling the shit. And I'm like, technically, you should bend the fucking knee. But right now, you said why you here and you a guest, and I'm not fucking with you. I just hope that you and your husband, when he get well, y'all support our claim. Y'all support what's about to happen. If you don't, we see you on the other side. So I'm not going to ask you to bend the knee. But Rhaenys saw that. And the entire time Rhaenys is in the company of them, and what's going on with her bannermen and her maesters and Damon, even Damon. She's watching Rhaenyra is watching Rhaenyra go through all of these emotions and go through all of these feelings. Now I got to get straight from grief and tears and sadness to business, to war prep, and figuring out what men do we have, how many men do we have, how many swordsmen do we have, and just Rhaenys just watching all of it and just singing in the background, just singing in the background. I just really feel like it was a fucking dope ass fucking episode from a Rhaenys standpoint, because technically she ain't never fucked with Rhaenyra. Calling a spade, she never fucked with Rhaenyra. When Rhaenyra came up to her and said, "Yo, I need you to support my claim, and I know why you here, and this. You ain't got to. You sound desperate. I don't fuck with what you saying." But she's doing all of this without her husband, Lord Corlys, on his behalf. And she's been watching Rhaenyra grow up since that young 14-year-old little girl who's like naive, technically. But now she's watching her in the moment, and she's like, her faces throughout this entire episode, Rhaenys' faces, told a story of watching a child grow up and finding joy in how she's handling the situation. You know what I mean? I really felt good about it. And that whole scene with them bending the knee while the pyre's burning with her dead baby newborn in it. She's crowned, and the close-up of her with the crown on, and I'm just like, let's go. That shit fits her. Not that drunkard they got sitting on the throne now. Like, you're a fucking imposter. You ain't Aegon the Conqueror. You Aegon the Conqueror, second of his name. You ain't conquer shit. Your mama stole the throne for you. Your granddaddy stole the throne for you. You not legit, my G. We see her crowned. And now it's time to prepare for war. All the scenes and the montage of showing them, lighting the flames and lighting the candles and lighting this and lighting that. And then they slid the two little trays up under the painted table, and that motherfucker lit up. Let me tell you, when I tell you, that was some of the fucking dopest shit. Next to the scene that we had just seen, it gave me chills. Like, yo, that's fucking fire, because Daenerys had the table at Dragonstone up in the Overlook, and I think now is a different table, because this one you could put coals under it and light it up in the bad lighting. In that one at Dragonstone, when Stannis had Dragonstone, he was holed up there because nobody was sitting on the throne. He had candles lit up in the whole room with the Lady Melisandre. Had that whole shit lit up with candles. He ain't put nothing under it and make it glow. That shit was hot, yo. That shit was dope. That shit was fire. Legit. On point. That shit was dope. Now, I wrote down that Daemon, I'm going to go back to this, Daemon and Rhaenyra ain't seeing eye to eye, because ain't nobody budged. She walked in that room, she stood at the head of her table, and ain't nobody speak until she spoke. They on it, but they got some learning to do, because she like, where we stand, and Daemon started rattling off numbers. And we got this, and we got that, we got this, we got... Okay, what's next? Like, you telling me all of this, and then she like, all right, well, we need to go handle this. And Daemon, he wasn't really cutting her off, but he was definitely over talking her. And like I said, it's gonna come a point where you gonna have to shut the fuck up, my man, because I'm the queen. This is my thing. I can name you Hand as my husband. I can do whatever the fuck I want as the queen. But until then, you'll shut the fuck up. If I ask you a question, you answer it. But other than that, chill. And whole time, they in a council meeting right now, because now it's time to go to war. We talking about where we stand, how many people we got, how many units we got, how many whatever, families, supporters, everything. And the back and forth, not necessarily back and forth, but the I guess conversation in this war room between Daemon, or amongst Daemon and the people at the table and Rhaenyra, was setting a bad vibe for me. And I can see Rhaenys in the background, making faces. And I'm like, you still ain't bending the knee But you here in support. You just had to find out what's going on because you could have left by now. Like, anybody asked you to stay, you could have left. But you ain't been in need. But you support listening to what's going on, and that's why I say Rhaenys was watching the entire time until Damon overstepped one time too many in front of all these people. Give us the room. Get the fuck out. And the look on Rhaenys' face, that little smirk, the smirk is what made me believe, oh, she gonna fold. She gonna join up. She's saying now that Rhaenyra about to handle business. So, and she about to check Damon about him over talking. You know, so it's just like, even so, like before she asked to have the room, somebody interjects, hey, yo, forgive my bluntness, but yo, we talk about men. Let's talk about these fucking dragons, yo. Where we stand on that? Here go Damon, rattling off numbers. They got 13 to ours. We got 13 to their 4. And start naming them off, and names Meleese. And Rhaenys is in the background like, what? How you gonna name my dragon? I ain't saying I'm with y'all. I ain't rolling with y'all on this. I'm just here in support. Because, you know, somebody from the Tide got to be here. I ain't bent the knee to shit. But she stayed. She stayed. And that was one of them times where she like, I don't want to rule over no fucking ashes and bone. That was the same thing Tyrion told Daenerys. Like, yo, you gonna be the queen of ashes? Fuck no. We gonna figure this out the right fucking way. And she said the same thing. I don't want to be the queen of ash and bone. No. Fuck that. Not doing that. So that's why Damon started getting, start raising his voice, talking to her a certain way. Like, yo, what the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. They kicked this off. Yo, we gotta respond. Give us the room. And I'm like, all right. She about to check in. Rhaenys like, she about to check in. She about to check in real good checking. They had a little back and forth, like, you ain't mad? Yeah, I'm mad, but what? Because I'm a female, I gotta react like in anger? Like I gotta act in emotion? No, I want to act with some fucking sense and get this handled properly. And what I did not like was the position that she's in when it came to Damon. Because Damon is so angry and frustrated, and I put it in my notes, he's dealing with so many angles of grief and anger right now. He's pissed. His brother, the king, just passed. They usurped and stole the throne. And there's a lot of shit that comes with that. And he's fucking livid. However, she tried to tell him, listen, this is the situation. Pops told me about Sir Aegon and the dream and the Song of Ice and Fire. And he started choking her. He was always doing that dreaming shit. That was fantasy, man. It all fit his belief and this. And I didn't fuck with him choking her. Yeah, you angry, but that's the wrong time. That's the wrong way to handle that. And when he let go, and she was like, yo, you acting like this because he didn't fucking tell you. But remember, Rhaenyra, your father, the king, said, this is a story, this is a tale, this is a fact passed down from heir to heir. Damon was never heir to shit. He would have never gotten that information. So why would he have told him? Not to mention, the whole time that he was king, well, the majority of the time that he was king that we saw, Damon was off gallivanting, doing whatever the fuck he wanted, fucking bitches and getting money. And when was he going to have time to? Once, and the second time too. Once and 2 times. Viserys sent Damon away because of his transgressions, because of the shit he was pulling. When the fuck would he have had time to tell him that story, the Song of Ice and Fire? He wouldn't have. But he choked her, and I didn't fuck with it. Grabbed her by the neck. That's a bullshit, man. Oh, he ain't tell you? That's crazy. He grabbed his sword and walked off and stormed off. And yeah, everybody's going through, like I said, everybody in this episode is going through grief in their own way, which is why she could have easily, as the Black Queen, say, yo, husband or no, uncle or no, Targaryen or no, prince or no, you just put your fucking hands on me. Off with your hands. I'm going to take one of your hands. Which hand you roll up with? I'm taking. Because not even that. As your wife and queen, I'm taking your fucking hand. Or at least a pinky. Put your fucking hands on me. But she hasn't fully stepped into her role yet. She fully hasn't stepped into this, I'm the queen now. She's looking at it still as princess, as husband and wife. And it ain't that. You need to kick this up a notch, or you're not going to win the war to come. We know it's a war brewing. It's a war brewing now. You're not going to win if you can't, you know what I mean? So they in the council again. They talk and talk and talk, and we see the one bull roll out. Like, he ran out the building, got a message, blah, 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 comes back. Yo, is a boat that shows up with three-headed green dragon on there. They here. Go time. So Damon like, yo, fuck that, ride out. They grab a couple soldiers, head on out to the wall, and they waiting. Otto and them come with some bullshit offer, talking that yin-yang. I thought it was dope as shit. Every time Arrax flies over this fucking wall where they meet at, it's fucking dope. The last time they met at this fucking wall, Otto Hightower was fucking scared then. When she was 15, 16. You do well to mind how you treat me. Because he got an itchy trigger finger and he ready to cook you motherfuckers. When she went to go get the egg from Damon. Like, come on, yo. Like, when she lands on this dragon. Yo, I got a message for the princess and the princess only. Man, the princess is minding her fucking business, yo. What the fuck you want? I can only tell the princess. Enter the princess or queen. Wearing her crown on her dragon. What's up? And I thought that scene was okay. Because Damon was ready to go. Why are we listening to this bullshit? Let's take this motherfucker head right now and call it a wrap. Put it on a spike. We have it by end of the new moon. Let's go ahead and handle his business, man. And Cyrax wasn't happy with that. Because he was ready to cook. Was waiting on the command from Rhaenyra. And the way that was dissolved, she rolled up on him, threw his pen over the bridge. Yo, you ain't no hand. You ain't handing shit. It's my shit. And rightfully so. She should have threw that motherfucker off the bridge, but whatever. I fuck with the scene, though. It just, the way it ended was, you'll have an answer by tomorrow. We never saw that tomorrow because of what came next. So we get word that Lord Corlys is, his fever broke and he's on his way to Dragonstone now. And, like I said, Rhaenys has been watching the entire time how Rhaenyra has been handling everything since she showed up and gave her the news. And now that Corlys is making his way, or now has made his way to Dragonstone, we get to see him. For the first time in a very long time, a couple episodes worth, we get to see him, and he's still sweating. He's still a little bit under the weather. He ain't 100%, but he ain't sick no more. The fever broke, he good. And he like, all right, well, enough people done died. I think you right. I'm ready to give up my ambitions for the throne. She tell him his brother dead and all his ambition was for naught because he was talking that talk about Rhaenyra's kids being bastards and Daemon took his head, He like, man, where that motherfucker Daemon at? I got some words for him. It was right then where he's like, yeah, I know, fuck that bitch. Everything she touched turned to shit. I can't fuck with her. Now, hold up. That little girl you talking about has been keeping the realm together because everybody's ready for war and she the only one keeping these dogs on a leash because everybody's ready to go. And he like, word? And finally he comes into this new council meeting and that it gave me chills because I didn't know where it was going to go. Because he like, yo, we ain't going to bend the knee to nobody. We going to stay neutral. We going to go back to Driftmark and live out our days peacefully, yada, yada, yada. But once he heard that from Rhaenyra or from Rhaenys, that's when he's like, let me go see what this little girl talking about, man. So go back into another meeting, and he like, well, this. Come to find out, the whole time he was in the Stepstones was for good reason. Thank you. What was the purpose? Daemon went there with Corlys last time 10 years ago won it. The Triarchy was still a thing. They never secured it. They just wanted just to win it because Damon was being rogue. And they never secured it to make sure it was sustainable. It was just a thing he wanted to conquer. That's why they called him the king of the narrow seas, and he gave his throne to his brother Viserys. And it was a cool little thing, but we never heard about it again. The only person worried about that shit was Corlys and Laenor. Oh, the Stepstones. I'm gonna go fight in the Stepstones. I'm gonna fight in the Stepstones. And that was so so the thing with that is that's where Laenor wanted to go with his boo. When they faked his death, he wanted to go to the Stepstones or go over to Essos and really just live his life. He's a wild card right now, but I'm gonna circle back to that when the show come back. He's a wild card. I really feel like he's gonna come back. But he's talking to he makes his entrance to the room. He asks where Damon's at. He handling some business. Don't worry about it. And I just felt like it was brewing. Like, yo, I feel what you're saying, but I'm about to roll out. With all due respect, me and mines, we gonna head out. That's not how it went. Because the time that he was in the Stepstones again and the Narrows and all that stuff, he secured that motherfucker. He got garrisons up. He got people there. That's our shit. So he went ahead and made sure he ain't bend no knee because he already fucked up. But he was like, Your Grace, which could also be a wild card because he never actually bent a knee. He just pledged fealty in front of people like, yo, man, you got the support of House Velaryon and Driftmark and all our ships and our fleet. We with you. They're yours. Boom. And right then, you see Rhaenys in the background with the smirk. That's my husband. She got the smirk, and he like, yeah, the gullet, blah, blah, blah. Nah, and here go Rhaenys. I'll man the gullet. I'll go ahead and patrol the gullet myself on Meleese. We're going to handle that. And the look on Rhaenyra's face was like, thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. And she was shocked. She was shocked, but it had to come from Corlys. It could not come from Rhaenys. It could not, as long as Corlys was living, could not come from Rhaenys. But Rhaenys, this entire time, was watching her and was able to guide and speak to her and counsel her husband to say, all that shit you feeling, this in the last 6 years, fucking the last 6 minutes, Rhaenyra is on one. This is where we need to be. This is what we need to support because she holding the realm together, and that's what you want. That's what we want. The moment that shit fall apart, we're gonna end up in some bullshit we don't want to even know about or want no parts of. And I really fuck with how Corlys and Rhaenys being the wild card, the neutral wild cards, up until Corlys said, we at your disposal. I really fuck with that. I really liked how that was building up to a huge moment. And, I fuck with it. Whole time, she like, I appreciate y'all help and y'all support, and I love it. Thank you. But we do need to worry about House Aaron, House Stark, and the Baratheons because they bent the knee to me. So we need to send some ravens to remind them of their oaths, to remind them of their word that they had held and kept. And here go the boy, the young boy Jacaerys. Yo, sent us, yo. Dragons are being intimidating, son. We could deliver the messages. Me and Luke. Now, if that ain't the most Walking Dead shit I've ever seen on the show. Didn't have a problem with it. Didn't have a problem with it by any means, especially somebody who's so ready to go to war like Lord Corlys agrees with the young prince. Yo, the young prince right. He right. I can't fault him. The young prince is correct. If y'all rode up on dragons to deliver these messages to these houses, what can they say? I'm just here to remind you what you had said. You support me or not. I'll take your decision. Either way, reminder, I got a dragon right here. And with that came the vibe of, I call it the Walking Dead shit because in my other episodes, over on my Walking Dead episodes, I talk about how things ain't always what they seem. And the fellas over there, part of my arrogance, I forget what they call it here on YouTube. They call it a death something, a death call or whatever it is. It's almost like a spotlight on somebody who's about to die. Now, had I been paying attention fully in the episode, I did not catch it until the second watch, but I should have known then when Jaceres said, we send us by dragging back. I should have known then something bad was about to happen. And right after, finally, Rhaenyra like, all right, y'all gonna go. I'm cool with it. There was a long silence. She contemplated not sending her children, but she had to make that choice as an adult that, yes, these young princes have to grow up. And yes, if they're going to be heir to the Iron Throne in Jaceres and Lord of Tides in Lucerys, they need to do this. So she, called him with the maester, the Grand Maester, and called him to the bridge. Listen, swear to me that y'all just gonna go and send these messages and come right the fuck back. No fighting. Y'all not going as no warriors. You are going as messengers for me. Come back. Lucerys, the very first one. All right, I swear. Yeah, put me down because I ain't down to fight shit. When him and his brother was fighting on the beach and Rhaenys went to tell them, your little mother wants you. Come find your mother. Mother wanted to talk to you when she was giving birth to the baby. Jaceres was trying to force him to be a fighter that he was not. It's been brewing for episodes. Lucerys was not a fighter. But he takes, they swear on it, both of them. I thought Jaceres wasn't going to, or he was going to break his promise. But we never got a chance to see that because we ended up seeing they all fly off. Lucerys, Jaceres, and Meleys. I'm sorry, Rhaenys on Meleys. And we get to see them fly off and go their separate ways. And he's going to Storm's End. It's fucked up weather over there. But he's going that way. Is it Storm's End? Wherever he going, it's fucked up weather over there. He lands and go to walk towards the front door. And that Jurassic Park looking shot of Vhagar in the fucking background, when I tell you, more chills. That was a fucking dope ass shot in the clouds, in the rain, in everything going on. It was dope because now I'm like, oh fuck, Vhagar's here. That means Aemon's here as well. But I just kept getting vibes like, yo, my man Luke ain't gonna make it, yo. Man, Luke ain't gonna make it. Episode open with him, he get thrown down by his brother on the beach. He the first to, I promise, I'm just a messenger. I'm coming home. This motherfucker don't feel like he gonna make it. Walks in, sees Aemon. Oh, shit. Y'all got a message from my mother, though. Here it go. Get that up. Remind me. And Aemon in the back, singing in the background like this little motherfucker. That's the one that took his eye. Oh, you took my eye, motherfucker. Now I got you lined up. We get a first look at Daemon's eye socket. Got a blue sapphire gem in there. I'm like, all right, that's pretty fucking dope. That's dope. Finally. Yo, Zoolander in the face looking ass. The last couple of episodes, man, we finally get to see you without that damn pirate shit on your face. And you got a blue sapphire in there. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But I really feel like Aemon, with so much vengeance and anger built up in him because of that eye shit, that shit made it seem like he was finna bully this little kid into taking his eye. I ain't gonna blind you, but you gonna get that eye. I'm gonna give it to my mama. And that little intimidation tactic had homeboy like, yo, y'all ain't spilling no blood on my hall, in my hall. Y'all ain't gonna do that shit on my land. Get the fuck out. That shit ain't got shit to do with me. Your mother gonna have her answer, but you need to leave. Escort him to his dragon. Get the fuck out. And sure enough, that's what he did. Got on his dragon. Never saw Vhagar again, but flew off. The shot of Vhagar over this motherfucker, big as shit. Dog, this is some Meg shit. This is some big ass shark shit, bro. This is the dopest shit I seen in a while from these dragons. Was all the shots of Vhagar. And it's unfortunate that bullying shit cost Luke his life. Because he was trying to get away. But his dragon wasn't with that bullshit. And Arrax, I'm gonna call him Arrax. Arrax was like, yo, fuck that motherfucker. So, if anything we could say, Arrax shot first, and Vhagar got the last laugh. We did see though, before we saw that Vhagar is on some bullshit, that Daemon, while missing when Corlys came in, went to go to the dragon pits and find the unclaimed dragons, or at least get one. He walked in humming his song, singing his song in Valyrian, and this dragon lights up the room. This motherfucker ain't been groomed, ain't been kept. You could tell he's a rogue, no rider ass dragon. Okay, now he already has Syraxes. Daemon does. But this dragon is now being claimed by Daemon. And this shit's so fucking dope. This shit's so fucking dope. So Daemon lets the dragon walk up on, puts the fire down, lets the dragon walk up on him to smell him. Right? Daemon's got his hand out. And if you look in the dragon's eye, because I'm going to watch it again, because I saw it the first time, had to rewind it a couple seconds to see it again. And I'm going to go watch it again, because the dragon saw Daemon, but the visual effects, so it showed us Daemon initially, but the closer it got, the reflection in this dragon's eye was that of another dragon, Syraxes. That dragon saw Daemon as a dragon. That shit was so fucking dope. Oh, I felt like a big fucking kid when that shit happened. That shit was so fucking dope to me. I didn't realize what it. I'm like, hold the fuck up. That's when I rewound it. I'm like, yo, that shit legit happened. Watch it for yourself. When Daemon goes to claim that dragon, he saw him. That dragon saw Daemon as a dragon. He's holding out his hand and it transitions. He sees another dragon staring back at him. And that shit was so fucking dope, because that's when you got that fire in you, when you already claimed the dragon and you know you a killer, you a fighter, you got that fire in you, much like Aemon had when he was a kid. You can claim any dragon the fuck you want. You can claim whoever you want. And Daemon got that shit. Daemon been a soldier, been a warrior, been a dragon rider. And now, got another snaggletooth motherfucker in the mix. And that motherfucker big. And knows Valyrian. Good things. Back to the dragon flight, I really feel like, the count alone was 13-4. Then we unfortunately had to see, Luke and Arrax, they gone. We back down to 13, back down to 12, but because Daemon claimed one of the unclaimed dragons, we back to 13. That math is a little fucked up. So it's still 13-4, and they got a big 4 though. Vhagar's a big motherfucker. He ain't shit to be trifled with. I think Syraxes is the next biggest one under Vhagar, and then it's like the Meleeses and the Syraxes of the world. But they talked about they mentioned the Rhaena and Baela's dragons. They mentioned Jacaerys and Luke's dragons. They mentioned Meleese, which is Rhaenys' dragon, and Rhaenyra's dragon. Sorry, they mentioned all the dragons. So they like, yo, next season about to be fucking lit, literally, because all these dragons we finna see. Yeah, this shit finna pop, okay? I really feel like I said before, Arrax, he started it because it was a beef between dragons at that point. So Luke was using the speed of his dragon to get the fuck away, telling him, no, listen to me. He got away for a bit, got down in the little crevices. Vhagar can't get his big ass down there. He went up above the clouds, and that's when a surprise attack. Aemon didn't have control of that dragon. Ate Luke up. And his dragon. And, it's unfortunate because Aemon was on that bully shit just to try to scare him. But he couldn't control his dragon. And they got the young boy killed. Not only did it get the young boy killed, but now you've sped up a war that was already brewing. You fucked up. You fucked up big. And you know it. So now between the ride home, you got to figure out how to tell your mother what the fuck you did and brace for impact because Rhaenyra's coming. When I tell you the slow-mo with the council meeting, everybody's talking side to side and Rhaenyra's at the table and Daemon walks in slow-mo, delivers the news. You can see she breaks a little bit, but stands up strong. And that turnaround, when I tell you the season 2 premiere is gonna be fucking dope. That I'm telling you, it better not be no time lapse, no nothing. Pick up where we left off because she finna blow them out the fucking water. The war has begun. The war has begun, and you can't tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me otherwise. The war has begun. But I will say this: the war might have started, but this was the finale to the first of hopefully many seasons of the House of Dragon. And by all accounts, this was not a bad episode at all. It was a phenomenally written and acted episode. It was great. It was a great piece of work. And not so much like anything major. I mean, things major happen, but the actors, the actresses, the music, the special effects, everything about this show so far, this finale so far, has given me a great feeling, giving me chills, and I really fuck with it. I really love it so far. So, I'm going to go ahead and try to close it down because this episode's going to be a little longer, but phenomenal finale, phenomenal episode, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. I can't wait for you all to see Tim the Tiny of the House Velaryon come back. I can't wait to be back. I can't wait to continue to talk about this show. If I find out anything else, any more news about release dates and storylines and plots and actors and actresses, I might try to keep y'all updated because I just cannot let this go. I may even start listening to the audiobooks, the actual books from George R.R. Martin himself. Because I didn't want to before, but now I'm so intrigued. I'm entrenched. I want to see the family trees. I want to watch this war happen on the screen. But I know the books have entirely too much information that they can't put on screen. And that's why I want to look more into the book's story. But, oh man, until next time, until next fall, until next everything, when the next summer, summertime. I can't wait that long. But until then, shit. It's been a great season. It's been a great 10 weeks. And I don't want to stop talking about it. I need to hit stop. It's getting long. I need to edit all this. But phenomenal episode, phenomenal season, is well put together. Kudos to everybody involved. Until next time, go ahead and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Turn on your bell for notifications because I'm going to be talking about this dragon shit. I'm going to keep talking about it. Every time I find out something new, every time I hear something for you all, I might, tell them, hey, got a release date. It's something. I can't stop talking about this shit. But until next time, follow me on all socials at TinyTimGaming3. I'm talking about a lot more than just the Dragon Show. Down to just the finale, I got other things I want to speak on. So, please go ahead and make sure you follow me on all socials at TinyTimGaming3. There are some changes in the works that I want you all to be a part of. But I just want to make sure you're following along. I want to make sure you know that if you don't see my face and if you don't see that logo, that it's not me. Please stay tuned. Turn on all notifications. And any questions, comments, concerns, anything you might have seen in this episode, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you don't feel like putting in the comments, you don't feel comfortable, cool, email me. TinyTimGaming3@gmail.com. Please, let's talk about this. Let's get involved. Let's get engaged. Let's build a little community amongst ourselves and talk about this. Because I'm super duper excited. Till next time, it's your boy Tiny Tim, a.k.a. Tim the Tiny of the House Velaryon. Because I picked the side and you better. Out.